this morning I pinged some sort of tendon with my hip and my thing. The first time I did that about 3 or 4 years ago, I got this book and it said, like, 100 days and you too will be sort of standing on your head doing incredible yoga and everything, right? So I was like right into it. And anyway, then I did the triangle I went, like this, and I hurt my sciatic nerve, and then I spent like the next 3 days, I couldn't get in a car or anything. So there's like sort of a weakness just around about there. And I kind of forgot about that problem with this particular exercise because I hadn't done it since then. Like doing it like, what was that? I was going to open it. Oh, you're going to... Should I open it? Yeah, just really probably one of those That's been instructions. It's what I played there right now. One of my friends wants to come in and do a guitar solo today. Yeah. I was like, yeah. It's like a ripping guitar solo. No, I don't think we need it. Oh, you got shot.
Ruth Rogers-Wright. She is the most recent person to join the band. She's a trained jazz singer. The first time I saw her play was at a bar near Eurotrash, which is basically near Chinatown in the city. And when I saw her play, I was pretty much taken away from the very first note that came out of her mouth. I think a few weeks later I accidentally bumped into her in her block of flats. I was looking for a bass player that I was sort of jamming with at the time. And funnily enough, we went in, she invited me into her house and we were listening and we could hear the bass and we were like, I'm not quite sure because I didn't know what level he lived on, and we were sort of trying to figure out whether the bass was below or above us, which was a bit sort of misconceiving at the time because the level was making us think it was above but it was actually below, which was quite funny. But yeah, she gave me a CD that day and she said have a listen to her stuff, and I'd obviously already heard her play, and I invited her down to the next jam session, and she basically, she came along and she just improvised, and I gave her sort of what I had of the lyrics at the time, and you could sort of feel from the get-go that it was working straight away, so I was very happy with that, and we sort of worked consistently for the few months leading up to the recording that we've just done.
If there was, when there was, right, fathers say they got really pissed. Yeah. And... Maybe. I don't know, because mothers got rather pissed too, didn't they? I mean, everyone did, Like, apparently, they didn't drink water. They drank weak beer. Even children.
Irish.
Even children?
No, in like the 19th and the 18th century. Because the water was so dangerous, it was safer to drink beer, which meant that everybody was pissed all the time. That's not right. Pretty much. How's it going? I think it's sounding better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sounding heaps better.
Because it's like you have to cut bits out.
purposely didn't shave because you look like a bum. This is what happens when you come to a studio. Yeah. Doesn't matter what you look like. It's like working on radio.
Then there's Natasha. So I've been playing with her the longest out of everyone. She's the piano player in the band, and I studied a jazz and contemporary music course with her at the Northern Melbourne Institute of TAFE in Fairfield, and we went through sort of our hardest couple of years of music together. I was studying drums at the time, and yeah, we sort of worked through some really sort of complicated jazz songs together, and we worked on our recitals together, and she played in all of my songs and vice versa. I played in all her songs for the recital, and when I asked her if she'd like to join this band and she said yes, I was pretty happy. So listening back to the EP that we've just recorded this weekend, it's quite amazing what she's come up with in such little time, again because the band is quite fresh. Sounds amazing, so I'm very pleased with her and pleased with her playing and the fact that she's committed herself to doing quite a fun project. So
I was talking to somebody, and apparently I'm one of the last people who doesn't have a dishwasher either.
I don't have
a Oh, you don't have a dishwasher? Thank God, I'm not completely
I don't have a microwave or a dryer either.
Wow, you don't have a microwave? No, I don't have one either. I just blow hot air on my frozen food. Sorry.
So Afterlife is the first song on the EP. It was originally written while I was driving, which happened to be a bit of an issue because I was coming up with all these lyrics while I was driving, so I had my phone out and I was punching it into my phone whilst driving. The song actually happens to be about my mum, who would have been furious at that. So yeah, and I guess it's quite self-explanatory, this song, but basically I was thinking about my mum as I was driving along in it. Yeah, I just started to think about when she wasn't going to be alive anymore and how much, you know, that would affect me, and then I just got a really nice feeling of the thought that maybe she will never leave me, sort of thing. So yeah, I guess it's quite a deep personal song, but I've just sort of tried to make it a little lighthearted, and with the band it's become quite a nice piece, so quite happy with that one.
And then drummers, it's sort of at this stage, well, we've got Julian Tasker is our main drummer. He didn't actually play on the recording, but he's been consistently rehearsing with us up until sort of the recording date. But we decided to go with another drummer, which is by the name of Vish. So Vish is basically a session drummer. I think he's originally from the UK, and he's quite a talented, efficient young musician. So we sort of needed someone who was going to lay down the tracks as quick as possible, because obviously only having 3 days to record a 4-song EP, we didn't have much time on our hands. By the end of the session, it sort of turned out to be 6 songs, so 2 of which I played on my own, but 4 with the full band. So we really only had the 2 days to do with the full band. I added the extra 2 songs on the last day. But again, yeah, just really happy with his playing. He sounds great. He fills every space that needed to be filled. In the future for drummers, I guess we've just got to find the right person for it. So if Julian's obviously willing to persist, we'll work through that and see how we go. Otherwise, we'll be sort of on the horizons for working with someone new. So we'll see how we go with all that.
Did you have to drive from Geelong?
No, I didn't. I cruised back to my mate's place in Eltham.
Oh, okay, so it's too bad.
Thank you, Duncan.
Yeah.
Good work.
You off?
Yeah, bro.
See ya.
Enjoy.
Take it
Catch
easy.
you soon.
Stay out of trouble.
You there?
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
And then myself, I'm the singer, songwriter of the band, so I play nylon string acoustic guitar. And I write all the songs so far. I have sort of mentioned to the band I would like to write as a collective, and I'm happy to work on songs that they bring in. But at this stage, no one has brought any songs to the rehearsal. So what we've been doing is working on my songs and building up to this EP launch and EP recording and stuff like that. So I think in the future we'll definitely write as a collective, and obviously if anyone brings new material, I'd love to work on other people's stuff as well. But at this stage, it's sort of so far working on my songs, which I'm not really complaining about. I have enjoyed the process of sort of delving into the simple songs that I have and expanding them and creating new layers with other instrumentation and different arranging ideas. It's been quite a good experience. So there is prospect to sort of have a sax player and a flute player in the future, but I think 6 players for this at this point in time is probably more than enough. So I'm pretty happy with the lineup that we have at the moment. So yeah, if you want to check us out, you can look us up either on MySpace or SoundCloud. They're, I guess, the 2 easiest accessible sites that you can look us up on. SoundCloud's just www.soundcloud.com/Salt Lake City, which has no reference to the actual city, so you know. And then obviously MySpace is www.myspace.com/Salt Lake City Band Music. And yeah, we can be found on there, but most of our songs are actually on the SoundCloud website, and obviously our EP will be out.
Shimmering her voice, glistening with a silver, at times